Davies makes his second start against the Cardinals this year. Here's the Kia scouting report.
Well, Ryan Kallett, the 3.32 ERA when striking out 4 or more hitters. 2.79 ERA in 3 career games versus the Cardinals. So he has a lot of positives going into this game that works to his advantage.
In the National League and the American League. And Skip Schumacher drives one into right field on the very first pitch. Guillen is on it quickly, and it's a leadoff single, which is almost cruel. Deep right field, Guillen getting turned around, and it's off the wall. And plays it so well that after all that, Rasmus has a single. The Cardinals have runners at first and third and nobody out. Into left field, 1 runner home. Rasmus going to be waved to the plate, and DeJesus' throw is short. The Cardinals lead 2-0. Nobody out in the first inning.
He's got 9 stolen bases, so anytime you take him for granted, he takes advantage of you.
He's throwing strikes. To Butler. This has been a tough play for Billy. A perfect throw to Bloomquist. Back to first for the double play. 27-year-old Brad Thompson.
Well, Ryan, this is an interesting one. Hitters batting third in the order has given him a lot of trouble. 7 for 11.
With 3 hits and 4 RBIs. And that's drilled into deep right center field. Back goes Ludwig, and the Royals are on the board. DeJesus with his 4th of the year.
They really took advantage of it right there.
Slow roller to short. Tyler Green throws out Bloomquist. Right at the bag, Khalil Green throws over to Pujols. To Schumacher at second base. And Pujols there to retire Jacobs, inning over. Rick Ankiel, Khalil Green coming up here in the second inning. Off the end of the bat, and that allows Bloomquist to catch up behind the bag and throw out the Cardinal catcher. And he came back from the DL in the final game of the Royals Cardinals series in St. Louis. Missed the curve, and Olivo down to first. That completes the strikeout. That's drilled into center field. Meyer won't quite get there. Extra bases for Khalil Green. Seems like every Cardinal that's come up in the last 2 innings. Talk about someone who's been on the disabled list this year. And to Tien at third. Inning over. So the double doesn't hurt Davies in the second inning for Guillen against the Diamondbacks. And the Cardinals had him played perfect with Schumacher favoring the middle.
The slaughter, but when runs on base, he likes to mix in the changeup a little bit more.
Sometimes, however, the ground ball finds a hole. Diaspo is on base with a 1-out single. Gets away from Molina, and Callaspo will move up to second base. And that's a good at-bat. Down 0-2, takes a walk.
And then hope they make a mistake on the middle end.
And he hits a bloop towards shallow right. Schumacher, who's a natural outfielder, played it like an outfielder and ran it down in shallow right.
Well, at first, but after seeing how hard he worked, he bought into it real quick.
And now an easier play for Schumacher on the pop-up. And at least against the Royals this year, as he gets another base hit to right field. Both times swinging at the first pitch. And that's ripped into right field. So Schumacher going to test Guillen, who makes a strong throw to third, but offline. And behind him, Rasmus moves up to second base. Pujols did not have a single RBI against the Royals in St. Louis last month. By far his best major league season. And he pounds one to deep left field. DeJesus all the way back. That is a grand slam and into the glove of a Cardinal fan. And that's a walk. Now Molina with Duncan at first base, still nobody out, and a chance for 2. And the Royals turn a double play. And that that's hit hard to deep left field. De Jesus at the track, and Ankiel goes deep to the opposite field. A 5-run third inning for St. Louis. And that ball is belted to deep left center field. Jamie Wright is in.
And you can't really boil it down to one pitch. You got to make a lot of pitches in the course of the game.
Wright gets the final out. Been to Condensed Stadium. Have you had any?
I came
seen any pictures or anything of the ballpark before tonight?
This is the first time I've been in since it's been open this year.
Tyler Green at short takes care of Willie Bloomquist.
Catchers usually don't have to do that for strikes.
Another ground ball to short. I wish we had more time to chat, but we'll let you enjoy the game. Wright coming on and striking out Tyler Green. And Tien makes a leaping play at third for the first out of the fourth. 2 singles, 2 runs scored. And that's past Butler and into right field. 3 singles to Wright. Rasmus, who had only 1 hit in the series in St. Louis earlier this year. And he's down on strikes. That's something Pujols does not do very often. An all-star caliber player. And hit by a pitch, 78 miles an hour, so no intent there. And Duncan strikes out. So a scoreless fourth for Jamie Wright.
Best location hitters that he pitched to all night right there.
And Mike Jacobs is down on 1 pitch. And Thompson doing exactly what his defense would want him to do at this lead. Work fast, throw strikes. Ankiel handles it in left field. Khalil Green, who normally plays shortstop. Great former players here at Kauffman Stadium as Molina lines it into right. Wright lets it go. Callaspo tags out Molina, and the Royals get 1 out. That is over the screen behind home plate. A walk. Bloomquist charges, a little bit off balance, but has enough balance to get it over to Butler for the second out.
And before he decided to make that move, but he not only put him at second base, but he also has a method for bringing him along. Well,
and
just
loose.
Yeah, you want to be real loose with your hands, and
he has 4 hits. This is going to score 2. Jose Oquendo holds Schumacher at third base. Ramon Colon. And all he gets is Albert Pujols with runners at second and third and 2 down. To Bloomquist at short. And the inning is over. 2 more for St. Louis. And Thurston tested right away. That typically happens when a player is fresh into the game.
It landed out in that area.
It hasn't worked, but hey, that one just landed in left field. So
we went opposite field, took our gaze away from the lens, and brought us over here.
See, so Miguel Olivo with the double. Maybe Jason Sudeikis is bringing us a little bit of luck. There's a balk, by the way.
We got a balk. Look at this. Here we go. We got to do this every night. The screen was a lot smaller then, and it was like that off weird yellow. You could see it was all dot matrix. Who else? Oh, I won a gambling bet against Pete Rose.
Hold that thought.
Willie Bloomquist to the outfield grass.
It's nice to bring them all together with one common theme for a couple of weeks.
Strike 3 called. Molina into right center. Guillen on the run, off his glove. And that makes it roll deeper. Molina isn't going to mess around with more than a double.
Looks to back up, and he did a good job.
And into right center again. This time Meyer is there to make the catch to end the inning. Willie Bloomquist, Billy Butler, and Mike Jacobs. And Willie into left field for his first hit, 1 for 3.
And let your defense get you off the field. When you go out trying to strike out guys and be too fine, not a lot of good things happen.
Force out at second base. Bloomquist had to freeze. Jacobs past Duncan. And Butler will go first to third. Hit hard to Thurston. And it's a double play. Hard slide into second base by Jacobs. The Cardinals still turn it. Butler to Cologne, 1 down in the 7th inning. Guys are playing as far as the location, what team they're playing against. Hustling up the line. Green is just barely out.
Some of your big guys a day off before a day off, and it's almost like 2 days off. And that's how they kind of put it together.
Third hit for Schumacher, 4th time he's been on base. That'll wrap up interleague play. If it ever comes down, Mark Teahen wants it. And that's the inning. And he has walked only 1. Make it 2. And tonight, he's had a big lead ever since the 6th inning. Duncan down to second. That's the only out. Deep left field. Ankiel in front of his own bullpen. And Olivo homers for the 5th time in his last 9 games. Shallow center field. And Rasmus is there, 2 down. DeJesus hit the first home run for the Royals tonight. That was in the 1st inning. Drives this one to left. Handled by Ankiel. Big bounce to Bloomquist. So LaRue is out in the 8th inning. And now that's drilled to deep right. And Guillen with his back up against a chain link fence for the 2nd out. The schedule that you received at the beginning of the year. There's not a 6:10 game. Tomorrow is at 3:10 to accommodate the Fox national broadcast. And Chris Perez is the new pitcher. So Thompson gives up 4 runs in 7 innings, only 82 pitches. To some extent, that's true. I mean, understand they'd rather see someone who can really handle the bat, but I mean, that's just back into the minor leagues, into college, into high school, and all of a sudden, no pitchers were hitting. Butler, deep center field, and gone. Off the stone wall. Billy with his 6th of the year. Down on strikes, a fastball at 95. Taking a little velocity away, but better command and control. And better ERAs as a result. And LaRue, nice play. And now Farnsworth with Molina, Ankiel, and Thurston coming up. Molina lines it to left. And DeJesus
kind of experiment with a little two seamer to try to get some movement, but the C-still primarily going to be fastball slider.
Teahen with the play on the pop-up. 3-pitch strikeout, and Farnsworth impressive in the 9th. Olivo down to first. That completes the strikeout. Here's former Royal Dennis Reyes. Alberto about 100 points better from this side of the plate, but he's down on 1 pitch. And even with the Royals scoring 3 on Sunday, as Teahen rolls out. Down on strikes. Ball game over. So the Royals, after a 4-game winning streak to begin this homestand, sweeping the Reds and winning Game 1 against Arizona. Now the Royals have dropped 3 in a row. They've been outscored 34-15 over that stretch.